Hutton Orbital Radio, the only radio station to give you time off for good behaviour.
Oh, mugger, is it Thursday already? That can't be right. It's only Tuesday, isn't it? No? Oh, all right then. Here we go. For a change, things are running very smoothly here in Studio 6. The crew are on time, the script is ready, the listener has tuned in, all the audio levels are levelled. The duct tape that holds the wibbly bit on the end of the big aerial is holding well, and we're poised and ready to go live. And for anyone who believed all of that, I know of a fantastic investment opportunity in Barnard's Star. Contact me after the show in the station bar and bring cash. But until then, I believe that
our mics might be live. Good evening and welcome to this week's show. I'm back on the decks.
Get off those, you'll break them.
Okay, sorry.
That's better.
Oh, you're back too. Good thing too, as I bought some extra snacks tonight.
Welcome back, Amelia. Nice to see you.
Ray.
First day back.
I did.
So seamless.
So seamless. I even said it twice.
And Vulkarius has a really good investment for you at the end of the show as well.
No, I'm happy to do that, and I'm happy that I'm not on the decks this evening.
You can insert seams. You can insert seams even without being on the decks. Yes. Anyway,
and as you just demonstrated, I think that the editing team will be happy that you're not on the decks this evening too.
I resemble that remark.
Anyway, before this degenerates into a bit of a fight, I suppose we ought to do some headlines. Hutton legend in criminal enterprise, faux pas.
Hutton legend in rescue drama.
Hutton team gets a lot of day, or is it die?
Die. Definitely die, Flossy. Otherwise, I'll have to rewrite the article.
A lot of die.
And a squillionaire cons yet more people out of their hard-earned credits.
And War in Wise needs wings.
Right, deep breath, presenter voice, forgotten glasses, oops. First, this evening, and in the absence of a duly sanctioned apology officer over here at Hutton, we bring you the latest news from recent community goals. Now, while Commander Flossy will be giving specifics about the success or not of the initiative, as this incoming report from earlier in the week actually concerns Commander Flossy, it falls to us here in the newsroom to bring you details. Commander Flossy, Queen of the Community Goals Hutton Trucker, and the self-proclaimed most peaceful commander in the galaxy, was, as per her own instructions, working hard on the Distant Worlds 3 remote survey initiative. Working hard over in the area around Rainbow's End system, and extensive exploration data was being brought to aid in the project. Which, in itself, is not much of a problem, as jumping and honking is something Flossy's incredibly good at. Flossy, however, was insistent that her ship needed
A little more zip.
as she put it.
I just wasn't jumping as far as I wanted, even without cargo. She
clarified, yes. Calmly. So, as all good pilots with access to remote engineering services and blueprints do, she started scouring local unknown signal sources for a little bit of salvage. and experienced salvage expert, very comfortable with the correct use of limpets and the cargo scoop from many years of teabagging fellow truckers, Flossy was, in her own words,
bimbling around scooping the abandoned chemical distilleries, eccentric hyperspace trajectories if I could have found them, and similar for a bit of an upgrade.
Now, ever the careful pilot, and definitely not a pirate, nor a fence or a smuggler or a ne'er-do-well, Flossy had diligently programmed her limpets to ignore canisters of suspicious items. You heard the air quotes on that one, floating out in space. Or so she thought. It was only when a local security vessel on approach to the destination station insisted that Flossy stopped for a bit of stop and search, that's not a euphemism, that Flossy had one of those "oh no" moments and glanced at her right-hand panel, noticing one canister marked as stolen.
I'm sorry, officer. There's been a terrible mistake.
Didn't quite cut it. The officer pulled out his police Duradrive and, after asking for Flossy's pilot's licence, starship insurance documents, and a current ship safety certificate, issued an on-the-spot fine. Not wanting to actually bring illicit goods aboard the station, Flossy did the first thing that came into her head, which was to eject the offending item.
And that will be a fine for littering, ma'am,
said Plod.
Oh no, I wasn't littering, officer. I was just putting it back in space, where I found it.
The officer, putting his aviator glasses back on, bid her good day with a flourish and reminded her that the fine needed paying swiftly to avoid military action to recover the fees. The only problem was that all Flossy had on her were Hutton-issued credits, which, like all credits, are actually legal tender throughout the galaxy. They'd just got Alvin's face on them, and the station unfortunately did not accept funny foreign money. Residents of and returning visitors from North Britain will be familiar with this particular problem. It was only after remonstrating with the authorities that the local bank of Seance Outlet agreed to change her Hutton credits for universal credits. The fine was paid, and access to station services, and therefore the CG, was restored.
He was such a nice officer.
Flossy said.
Very handsome in that outfit. I did try batting my eyelids at him and asking if he'd let me off just this one time. I even showed a little bit of ankle with a wink. But he's an officer of such integrity, it didn't work on him.
Officer Phil McQuota had this to say.
I don't care who you are, whether you're a little old lady, a local dignitary, or even a celebrity, or even all three. The law's the law. Littering is a heinous crime. Just imagine if an adder full of school kids was flying past at just that moment. Shipping hazard. Can't be having any of that. What's that? Shouldn't I be out chasing pirates at the CG? Nah, it's above my pay grade, that, sorry.
Said Officer McQuota.
And besides, she's lucky I didn't fine her for having an unlicensed combat pan in the cockpit.
Next this evening, from a tale of disaster to one of heroics. Out there, in the galaxy, there are heroes. Like the fuel rats, who save pilots when they've made the terrible mistake of not actually remembering that their starships need fuel. Or the hull seals, who with a combination of gaffer tape, cable ties, and a welding torch can help your ship limp back to port without needing an expensive rebuy. For everything else, though, there's a Hutton trucker. Need something taking somewhere? Sometime? No matter the distance, the cost, or complexity? Need a system saving from the depredations of pirates or invading Earth Defense Fleet forces? Want someone to fly 16,000 light years just to give you a hug and share a mug of tea? Call a Hutton trucker. And that's just what happened this week. The details of the exact mission have been redacted, but suffice to say that Commander Littlegrey went, for your average pilot, above and beyond in rescuing one of the hull seals. Not a leave it with me kind of rescue. And I'm lifting off now, be with you in 10 minutes kind. The administration team here at Hutton submitted a recommendation that something shiny be pinned to the front of Little Grey's spacesuit, which was approved by Alvin and duly pinned on by his assistant Snoz. Of course, this would have been fine if Little Grey hadn't just started his new job as a zero-G battery salvage expert, and having a pin through the fabric of your spacesuit does rather ruin the integrity of it. Luckily, prepared as he is for most emergencies, and before he went any more blue through lack of oxygen, he managed to rip off some of the gaffer tape off the side of the nearby canisters, apply it to his suit, and click the emergency repressurize button on his wrist pad. Which would have been fine, except for that the gaffer tape on the canister was holding its pressurized innards in. They escaped, and following Newton's various laws of equal and opposite reactions, fired the canister away at speed. Luckily, disaster was averted after swift application of a wrist-fired toilet plunger that Grey bodged together from elastic and things he found in a bucket. Station authorities have recommended that he be awarded a new medal for saving the station's observation window from a marauding canister. Alvin has approved this, and Snoz is on his way to apply the pin.
Hutton took delivery this week of an awful lot of dye. Now, as this is a radio show, you might be thinking, what's Hutton using all that dye for? And you'd be right to be curious, but on totally the wrong track, as this isn't that sort of dye. It's a contingent of Welshmen from that part of the galaxy where they have a lot of sheep on Earth-like worlds, enjoy a good game of rugby, though they're not the force that they used to be back in the day, and speak in a jolly funny accent. Yes, 5 new additions to the Hutton Orbital crew, and all 5 of them are called Dye. We've got Diversion, who in a startling case of nominative determinism is working on the Space Lane Incident rerouting team. Direct, a salvage expert who has been seconded to the smashed ship reclamation office for the creation of Hutton mugs. Diamond, who Amelia has taken under her wing over in the space rock munching mining department, and apparently is particularly good at finding hotspots. Then there's Dilithium. He's experiencing a bit of a job change, as previously he was a Starship warp drive expert, but given that his speciality doesn't actually exist and warp isn't a thing, he's joined the Hutton psychiatrist office. And of course, Diatomic, who prefers to be called Tom for some reason. It's not unusual for Tom to be in the Hutton aquaponics section, where he's brought over a little bit of the green grass of home. This influx doesn't, however, beat the Hutton ECM events team, where they've got 12 Davids, not the refueling operation with 15 guys called Phil and 1 Philomena. Anyway, welcome aboard, Die, and Die. We're just glad there wasn't a 6th one, as the only available job was over in the morgue, which would have been inappropriate.
Calico Zack Rackham, galactic squillionaire, alleged former pirate, self-proclaimed inventor, and flamboyant man about the galaxy, complete with floppy hats that he might have a feather in, has set once again to become the galaxy's richest person, after he's hinted that he might be offering one of his many companies up for an IPO. As everybody knows, IPO is shorthand for idea that I had which I'll tell people will be worth even more squillions, so they buy into it before I go, ha ha! Then everybody realises it's just hot air, or the Emperor's new clothes, and then I buy it all back for less than everyone invested, and sell it to a mega corporation for loads, and buy a new star system or 2. For anyone wondering, that's the actual description in the extended version of the Codex. Anyway, This time, he's floating his latest space venture, Gravity Futures. Details of the offering remain limited, but early investors are understood to have purchased contracts guaranteeing access to specified levels of gravitational effect at a later date, with pricing linked to local mass availability and projected demand for remaining upright. The offering, issued through Rackham Capital Investments, appears to have been well received, particularly in regions where gravity is either inconsistent, rotational, or currently being simulated with varying degrees of success. Initial valuations rose sharply following confirmation that the contract did not, strictly speaking, contain any gravity, but instead represented a future entitlement to experience it, subject to availability. Professor Ellery Down, acting head of Applied Falling and the Institute for Mass and Consequences, confirmed that the arrangement was broadly consistent with existing financial instruments.
A gravity future does not require the immediate presence of gravity,
he explained.
It's sufficient that gravity is expected to occur at some point, somewhere, under conditions that can be described later.
Concerns have been raised regarding storage, with several investors seeking clarification on whether unused gravity could be retained for future use or transferred between locations. One early participant, speaking anonymously, confirmed that a quantity of gravity has been set aside in anticipation of increased demand, though declined to specify where or even how it was being kept. An initial estimate suggests that Hutton possesses a measurable quantity of gravity, most of which is currently located downwards. Efforts to package and export this have not yet been successful. A spokesperson confirmed that while gravity remains available for local use, attempts to move it elsewhere have resulted in it continuing to behave as before. Despite this, interest remains high. Rackham himself has issued a brief statement describing the venture as
a solid investment,
before confirming that any further opportunities may be made available, including what he referred to as premium gravity and a limited run of vintage downwards. It all sounds like a load of nonsense to us, but as long as fools continue to be easily separated from their credits by charlatans like this, it will keep happening throughout the galaxy. Hopefully, as far away from us as possible.
This is an all-pilots bulletin. Commander Snuggles McGee and Terran have issued an urgent appeal for all combat pilots to attend WISE 8550714, which, despite being on the face of it a rather insignificant system, it is actually one of Hutton's oldest outposts, and we're more than a little cheesed off that the Earth Defence Fleet has taken it off of us. The Rotters. We're currently engaged in a pitched battle to win the system back, and all pilots are requested to take their beam lasers, multi-cannons, frag cannons, or spare Vulkariuses out of storage. Or is it Vulkarii? Head to the system and engage in percussive discussions with the enemy and explain using multi-cannon ammo, Morse code to the whole style communications to encourage them to ruddy well give it back. Remember that WISE is not a big system, so you may be advised that your uber giant federal death boat isn't necessarily the best thing to use. You might consider one of the shiny new Kestrel things, or possibly that trusty crate you've not used for a while, or something just starting with a K. Anyway, go there, shoot them, do the thing, we'll have it back soon.
and relax. There we go. We got through the complicated bit. I'm sorry we lost the crayons again. I think Mr. Dusty's been chewing them. So we didn't have any pictures for you this week. We did have the placeholder pictures again. But normal service will resume sometime soon when we're a little bit less hectic in the run-up to the show and we find what the camera person's done with all the lenses. Anyway, we're joined in the studio by the returning Amelia. Amelia, how are you?
Hello, I'm not dead yet.
How's the space lurgy?
It's getting better.
I'm not dead.
My lungs have been, dephlegmified and reinserted back into my body. So
excellent news. And you did this with the aid of all sorts of concoctions available from the Galnet Rares archives.
Yes, drugs.
Yes,
lots of drugs.
Lots of what are those Cherbone's blood crystals powdered and sprinkled in your tea.
All the drugs.
Yep, all the drugs. A bit of chili.
Yep.
Yeah, and good evening, Mooncake. Yes,
yep,
nice to hear from you,
Mooncake.
Mooncake.
Her head off.
Yes. Meow. Mooncake's clearly feeling fine. Definitely no feline lurgy on the Mooncake end of things.
God no, she's been so noisy today.
No, she's practicing singing. She's gone to Hutton's Got Talent or something. Anyway, we're also joined by Commander Vulkarius. Thank you for doing our intro this week, sir.
You're welcome, and good evening, Hutton Orbital.
We understand you have got another quiz for us for later.
For better or worse, that is true.
For richer or poorer, in sickness and in health. Oh no, that's a different thing. So yeah, and just for the benefit of people tuning in later, listen out for the instructions on how to access the quiz if you've not done so before. It will be coming along in a little bit, and you can join in from home. Ouch! I've just dropped my Duradrive on my foot. Oh no, it's under my chair now. Do we have a subject for this year's one or not? Is it going to be a surprise? I mean, this week's one.
I'll foreshadow a little bit. I've named it the Achilles Aerospace Legacy.
Ooh, I have no idea what that's about.
And it's also very picture heavy. In fact, every single question has an accompanying picture, so it's a very good first quiz because it's quite.
Well, that makes up for me not having any pictures during the news. So splendid. I understand that you've also been testing out the replacement bridge simulation system over here at the Orbital, and taking it to bits with a screwdriver and some code.
Not so much testing. So maybe. I suppose I tested the part that I tested that it wasn't falling apart.
Right, but
I didn't actually test that it does the thing that it's one supposed to, and two that the ECM crew and/or Hutton Orbital.
Well, but I mean, it does simulate a bridge. I mean, that's the number one thing. I mean, that's the useful thing. And winky lights go on and off. Yes,
that's really good to hear. That's good test data. I didn't know whether it did that.
Yep. But we are updating it from Artemis/Cosmos to a new thing. And I do have a meeting this weekend with an organisation that seems to be wanting to actually build a full bridge set. I don't know how that's going to work, but anyway, I think we're getting an upgrade this year, whether we like it or not. But they are going to be wiring in the lights and testing it. But yeah, it's going to be very shiny, very very shiny. So we also have Lithobreaker here. Good evening, Lithobreaker.
Good evening.
Now, ECM, we just mentioned it. Tickets wise, what happened?
We ran out.
We ran out. Yes, we did run out. Officially ran out. But we did find a few.
We checked down the back of the sofa and we found a couple of spares.
We found a couple of spares, so we haven't quite run out yet, but it's pretty close. But we now we've gone 3 over our original allocation already, and I think we're pretty close to saying no. That's it. You've missed out now. You can't come unless there's a cancellation or we find a new wing of the hotel we didn't discover previously.
So if you're listening to this live and you want to come and haven't got a ticket, go and book it now.
Yep.
If you're listening to the podcast or the VOD, you might be too late, but give it a try.
Well, we say too late. We are going to run a cancellations list as well. So even when we run out, get your name down. There are always 1 or 2 as a result of real life that can't make it as we get close to the event or have to cancel. So do keep an eye on it. Don't assume that's it. I've missed it. There will be a waiting list that we will operate once that happens. Then we also have a Flossy. Hello, Flossy.
Hello.
Now, we understand that despite you flirting with the police officer, You did have to pay your fine. How big was your fine?
The fine wasn't actually very big at all. It was only a few hundred credits. The difficult part was having no contacts in the station. A brand new station with no contacts.
Now, obviously, where is this station in relation to Hutton Orbital?
Well, about 48,000 light years away.
And where's the nearest jail if you didn't pay your fine?
Colonia, I think, somewhere like that.
So at least 16,000 more light years away. So getting arrested and then incarcerated would have put you at a serious inconvenience for getting to the next waypoint or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, it would. Yes.
I mean, more than flying the wrong way by 16,000 light years. This would be jolly inconvenient.
Yes.
Who'd fly the wrong way by 7,000 light years? That's crazy talk.
You get let out of jail, you recall your ship, and you have to wait for a week for it to get there. Kind of inconvenient.
Oh, yes. Very inconvenient.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, of course, the littering incident. I mean, we know this isn't you. You were just putting it back where you found it.
Yeah.
But doing that in front of a police officer and inside a no-fire zone is probably not the smartest thing.
Well, in the USS, actually, but yeah.
Oh, within the USS? So they fined you for dropping it in the USS?
Yes. Where I found it.
So the police just... Well, is this a case of, was that you dropping that piece of bread? Right, there's a fine. But you have paid the fine. You now have access again. Now, did you actually have to appeal to the station authorities to have them reinstate the service? Or how did you actually end up paying the fine? Was it a brown envelope under the door? Or
Well, I think several people had asked the authorities if we could please have some contacts. And eventually on Monday morning, the contacts were put in place. Obviously, the station only opened on the Friday, and then of course the powers that be are all on their weekend break, Saturday and Sunday.
in transit, 48,000 light years. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and finally on the fairly early Monday morning, the contacts were put in place.
I mean, you can't be alone in this one. There must have been other people who get loitering infractions and...
Well, there was a certain person who dumped a lot of bio-waste in the station.
Was that before or after they saw the police?
It was one of the first things that happened in the new station. And he couldn't pay his fine because he found out there was no contacts.
So he could at least dock and get safe.
I believe he went somewhere like Explorer's Anchorage.
Yeah, so I suppose that was the next nearest, or maybe one of... Do any of the waiting megaships have any redemption offices or anything that you can pay fines at?
The carriers that are supporting us have got a redemption office, but there was no way for paying fines.
Oh, right. So if you actually had a bounty on you, you were fine.
Bounties and stuff like that. You could... Or if you wanted to claim bounties, I don't know if there was anything about having a bounty on you, but if you wanted to claim bounties...
But as they say, it's all fine now.
It's all fine now, yes.
Fantastic, fantastic.
All I need is some eccentric thingies, hyperspace trajectories, and I can do all my engineering. But no, I can't find any of them.
Oh dear. Aren't those aren't scoopy things? Aren't they scanny things? You have to scan people.
Some of the USSs have these private things you can scan, and they usually give data.
When you fly around in supercruise, scanning ships in supercruise, doesn't that give you the unstable weight trajectories, or is that when people jump away?
Well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have a wake scanner to do anything more than that.
And because there weren't any services, you couldn't buy one?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, dear. Amelia, have you been licking Flossy again?
I'm sorry.
Stop licking Flossy, okay?
She's just so sweet.
And finally, we have Little Grey. Hello, Little Grey.
Hello,
now,
hello.
You and I, of course, have been battling over at the Hutton Orbital jobs board a little bit, trying to find you the new role. But we understand you have taken a new role as a 0G battery reclamation expert.
There is definitely the battery reclamation expert. The 0G, I think, is the sort of, yeeting it across the workshop when it doesn't work. That's
Right.
the zero.
I mean, are we talking like AA batteries here, car batteries, or are we talking the kind that go in, Teslas, that vegans drive a lot?
The ones that I know about, or the two that I know about, one is for a bus and one is for, and I quote, heavy mining equipment. I don't know what that means.
Batteries for
I'll
heavy
tell you
Amelia?
when I find out.
How big is the battery in your heavy mining equipment?
So big.
It's so big. Okay, yeah. It just powers it for hours. It goes and goes on the mining for hours
It's
upon
the
hours.
biggest. It's
It
the
is.
biggest. It's the bigliest.
It is. Nobody's ever seen a biglier battery than this one. They even asked
Exactly.
me to be the boss of the bigliest battery. I had to say no. I'm not taking the piss out of anybody orange. Much. I'll just get cross if I carry on down that, so I'm not going to go down that path. Yes. That's all I'm going to say about it. Just go away. Okay. Well, look, thank you, and you've had some success then, and yes, you are now gainfully employed in the new role.
I am not yet. I will start in the middle of April.
Okay,
So I
and
have
have they
some
got any
time
orange
to-
snakes for you?
Probably more than I want. Yes.
So too many orange snakes. Okay.
To be honest, actually, it's probably more inside the box. The snakes go into the box, so who knows
Right.
what I'm going to find? So literal
Is this like
can
one of those
worms.
sort of joke puzzles where you pull the lid off and then all the snakes escape from the box?
Yeah, this is how electricity works.
So your job is
Yeah,
to
it's like-
stick the snakes back in the box, or is it to turn the snakes into other things so they can be used in other boxes?
Have you heard the definition of how electricity works? It's basically smoke. If you let the smoke out, it stops working.
You can't. I did that once at a lab at university. In that, my what is now my son's godfather was working on the bench next to me and says, "Can you smell anything hot?" So I leaned forwards at the board that I was working on and went sniff sniff. At which point one of the capacitors exploded.
Oosh.
And we were only on stools on the benches, so I went straight back off the stool with an exclamation. And Professor Sandra Woolley was less than impressed with me. And I did explain that I had wired everything backwards because I was colourblind.
Ah, yes. Any machine is a smoke machine if you wire it badly enough.
Yeah. So yes, and admittedly, the gentleman to my left was laughing himself silly because he knew that I would lean over and inspect it if he said that. So he did nearly die laughing at that point. There's another die there as well. Okay. So does anybody, before we move on to our next bit of the show, have any other business? Was there a Frontier Deadstream? Any news? Any updates? Patches? Launches?
There was a patch, but I
Ooh.
think it was only the Epic Game Store and actually running PC Live by default instead of Legacy.
Is this Epic? We've just let go of 1,000 members of our staff game store.
Potentially?
I'm just, I don't know if it's related at all, but
And the Caspian Explorer is now in the shipyard. You can buy one.
oh, you can do. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Epic launcher update. I'm just trying to enter it. Monday at 5:02 p.m. I'm just going to skim read this one. They're making a change to our launcher process, apparently. Now, this is not launching your spaceship, because previously, apparently, the Epic launcher launched a simulation of the galaxy, not the real galaxy. So it launched the legacy pretend version of the galaxy rather than the live one that we all occupy. So then commanders were busy bimbling around in there doing their thinking, oh, this is quite good, but where's all the content? And then somebody had to eat some humble pie and sort of say, well, do you know you're actually playing just a little diddy simulation, not the real thing? Like the narrative events and stuff. So they have adjusted it such that the live galaxy is now the primary download when you use the Epic Games launcher. But obviously this meant that the 3 years they've been playing the Epic launcher, nothing they'd done was carried over, or so they thought. So there was an FAQ released about transferring all your stuff from the legacy client to the live client, especially for Epic Game Store players only. But a little hint in there, they said 3312 is shaping up to be another important year in the galaxy, so they hope you can join us in writing the next chapter. So obviously there's something going to be happening that they're looking forward to people playing. Oh, sorry, doing. It's not playing. It's not a game. It's real. Yeah, so what they've said to all these people is they can copy their epicness over from fake epic to real epic, apparently. Yes, including friends lists if the other player has a commander in the live galaxy. There we go.
Well, there you go.
There you go. And then everybody got confused and started saying, but how do I tell if I'm on Legacy or live? And I don't want Odyssey, but that's got nothing to do with it being live. And then everybody face-palmed, and I'm sure it'll come out in the wash. Okay. Do we have any news yet on this operations? You know, the BP Buzzer Red Nose Flashy update. Nothing at all on that.
No.
Well, who
Haven't seen anything. What?
has anybody got the big chart from the wall about when it was supposed to be happening?
No.
There was a picture,
no, but
wasn't there?
I think it's April. I think it should be next month.
So yeah, we should be a matter of only 4 to 5 Hutton shows away from operations, where Flossy is going to wander around Starship interiors with a pan, smacking people, and getting credits for it. I still think they need to add that as a melee weapon. A shoulder-mounted rocket pan, definitely the best thing. A bit like one of those rocket-assisted hammers or axes, you know. But pan. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Right, space news. We've got some sound for this one. Hang on a second. Space news. Do-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo.
When you don't know where to get more space news, 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 space news.
Okay.
Well then.
It's gone wrong again, you know.
Oh yeah, it doesn't like BBC, does it? It
really
was fine
doesn't.
for me, but it really doesn't like you.
No, you see, I've got the button. I pushed the button now.
Can you blame it? Not many people do.
Oh,
Now, this is
let's
Zack
not get
Rackham.
into that.
Yeah, this is an article about Zack Rackham, isn't it?
Yes.
Looks that way, yeah.
This is, we're going to make the world's richest person even richer. He's going to be, if I understood the story correctly, a trillionaire, and he will be the first trillionaire. He has more money than most of the entire population of the planet put together. How is this okay?
I mean, it's
Still,
not real.
hey,
It's not real
not
money,
real
though,
money.
is it?
No.
it's not like it's a Scottish £5 note, is it?
This is like Gravity Futures that Litho was talking about during the. It's money for things that don't yet exist.
It's the kind of money that if you tried to turn it into actual cash, more than half of it would disappear instantly and the other half wouldn't be worth the paper it was written on.
Well, that sounds like most of our paychecks each month, to be fair.
True.
Paychecks?
What's pay? Right. So, for those of you who've been living under a rock, SpaceX is the company that builds the big, giant dildo space rockets that go up. Yes?
That one's got wings.
Winglets, yes. Well, that's to grab onto or something.
I
Anyway,
think you'll find they're called ribs.
I thought they were winglets or wings. Oh, they're ribs, are they? Okay.
Well, somebody's pleasure.
But see, what happened when he said he was going to do this is all the other shares in all the other space-related companies also went up for some reason.
I didn't
Sidus
realise
Space-
that.
Obviously, there's a
actually.
future in space.
Yes.
Space.
Um,
Spaceship.
Yeah, anyway, so it's going to make loads of paper money that's not real money. And, but the thing is, I'm of
thing is,
two
he
minds.
made-
Zack Rackham, you know, Elon Musk, Zack Rackham, there is a parallel here. Zack Rackham, bit of a pirate, naughty person, but does come up with cool stuff sometimes. Elon Musk, complete knob, but does run SpaceX, which is quite cool. You know, do these things balance
SpaceX.
out? Yeah.
It's really hard to judge, isn't it? He has done more for the space industry in the last decade than most of
And the electric car
other-
industry. And the
and the
home
electric
battery
car.
industry. And if you go back 20 years, and for internet payment systems. So
Yeah, and this is the separating the art from the artist kind of discussion, is it not?
yes.
It
Taste,
is
I
very
thought it
much
was
that.
soul at the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a bit of an unpalatable knob, and I'm sure
Oh,
he
yes.
thinks I'm great as well. But you know, I just, I mean, do the two things go hand in hand? You know, you've got to be a bit of a what's it to achieve. In order to achieve what he does, he needs to make loads of money, and he seems to be very good at that, even if it's paper money.
I guess if you've got to be a bit of a knob to make a significant fortune, then what you have to be to make an absolutely massive fortune is the question.
Yeah,
Are we getting
Looks
into
like
the
it
realms of
scales.
compensation here now? Are we?
well, it is the classic thing.
No, I'm
is, you know,
skimmed.
how do you make a small fortune in motorsport? You start with a large fortune. But anyway,
Yes, I've not heard that one for a while.
Did you know Linus Torvalds named Git after himself?
I did not know that.
It's true. He admitted it.
It isn't an initialism or an acronym. It is just
No. I was, but while you were describing that, I was just thinking of Linus Torvalds and Linux, because he does get a bit mouthy about bad developers at times. It's kind of
He
funny.
does. But
and I love him
interesting-
too. Anyway,
The thing is, Linus has done as much for the computing industry in what he's done compared to Elon for everything else. But let's face it, which one do you know about? Most people, if you're not into computing, wouldn't know who Linus is. But
I've
he has
seen
made a
more hours of
huge
interviews
difference.
with Linus Torvalds than I have with Elon Musk.
well, yes, yeah.
But that's possibly just the circles you move in.
Well,
Mr.
yeah, that's
Mr.
just 'cause I'm
Network.
weird.
Yeah, well, moving in circles. Talking of moving in circles, in which case I am going to jump to the last one of the space news because you just gave me that segue link, and I'm going to do the last one next. Moving in circles, or funny shaped paths around the moon.
Ellipsicals.
One of figure eights, isn't it? What are they called? Lemniscate curves. Oh, no, they're not because it's
Yeah, lemniscate curve, it's a free-
that's correct. A lemniscate, that's correct.
it is lemniscate.
In this particular case, it's a free return lemniscate.
And how do we know about lemniscate stuff? Well, these adverts. Who gave me this one full of adverts? Go away, adverts. There we go.
There's a related curve with where one of the ends is opened, and it's called a right strophoid, which sounds like
a
a
right
bit of a huff.
strophoid.
Yeah.
That sounds like a word of the week, doesn't it?
A what? How
That's
do
the
you
orbit to get on when somebody hadn't taken the bin out, isn't it?
Let me type it.
Is it a strophoid? Yes, it is, isn't it? It's a stropoid, but a strophoid. My
Yeah,
goodness.
it's in the studio.
A right strophoid is a cubic plane curve defined as the locus of points M such that PM equals PO with a variable line passing through a fixed pole O intersects a fixed line D0 at P and O is perpendicular projection onto D0. Known for its looped shape and vertical asymptote x equals a. It is a
Yeah,
spherical
it's like-
strophoid with a Cartesian equation y squared brackets 2a minus x close bracket equals x bracket x minus a bracket squared. There we go.
So I thought you were just going to say, yeah, that does kind of look like the infinite symbol with one side open.
It looks like something.
Nobody cares. Move on.
Anyway, right, it's a right strophoid. You're all going off on a right. Oh, it says the curve is analagmatic. Analagmatic. There we go.
Get to the point. Artemis 2 will launch within 10 days.
Yay! Well, no, it's
No sooner than.
No sooner than 6:24
No,
p.m.
it's
EDT.
less than 10. It's,
EDT? Is this another
6.
time zone?
yeah, extremely dodgy time.
Eastern Daytime.
that's-
6:24 p.m. Eastern, so that's
They're in daylight savings time now, so,
So they don't call it
Eastern
EST,
Day-
Eastern
No,
Summer Time.
in daylight savings it's EDT.
It's Eastern, but daylight savings.
So they're only 4 hours behind us at the moment until we spring forward.
yeah, until this weekend when we go forward. So then they'll be 5 hours behind by the 1st when this happens. It's next Wednesday at about 11 o'clock at night here.
Right.
At the
That's interesting.
earliest.
Because I think they've not factored that in the article. Because
They
they've said it's
often
at
don't.
22:24 GMT. Actually,
That's
no,
right,
it would
yeah.
still be
Yeah,
MGT because it's GMT plus
GMT.
1.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, we're
yes.
on BST at that point. We change most of the letters of ours, not just the middle one.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's gonna launch in the evening, our time. We'll say in the evening. That's a safe bet.
Yeah.
Amelia, that means you can miss it if you want. But this one is
Which
actually
one's-
going round the moon, so it's quite a cool one.
I mean, I don't want to miss it, but I probably will.
Right. Okay.
You won't be able to see it from your window, put it that way.
Well, you can watch it on catch up. Anyway, but so we're going round the moon, woohoo! And there was a the video. I mean, this is standard for any videos of spaceships and craft and whatever else. And they were showing the actual vehicle itself that the astronauts are going to be in, and they show where they sit down, and they show their rowing machine, and then they show the toilet. Which seems to be a bit of a trope when you're talking about space stuff, is you've got to show the toilet.
The vacuum cleaner hole.
Well, they have to go under the floor. There's a little hatch, and you go under the floor and round the corner, but you've got to leave the door open. So, I mean, if you have flatulence, and I imagine you might do, then yeah, it basically...
They're actually very, very careful to avoid food that causes that during space flight.
Yeah, or yes, the crumble wop. Crumble wop, isn't it, Vulkarius? From back in the day? Womblecropped, that's the one.
Yeah.
Or cropped, yeah. Anyway, talking of womblecropped, Shetland. Oh, these segues are going well.
Yeah, that wasn't your strongest, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Yes, Shetland
Mind your language. Go on then.
There is another space company that is looking to set up in Scotland, in Shetland, and it occurred to me, looking at the little map a couple of scrolls down, just how inconvenient Shetland is to put a spaceport. So you think, oh yeah, it's not that far away, and you realise that's a subsect of a map of the United Kingdom. Now, I've driven to John O'Groats, which isn't quite the top of Scotland, and that took hours. Days even to get
From
there.
where you are, that's about 14 hours, 15 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I drove up 10 hours to the end of the Loch Ness, and then it was another 4 hours and a bit to get to John O'Groats from there when you're already in the Highlands bit of Scotland.
But after that, you'll only have to wait a few hours for the ferry to arrive, and then a few more hours on the ferry to get across the Shetland Isles. Just make sure you go to the right one.
I mean, I've got some questions. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Are rockets big?
Well, these
Most
ones
of them
are quite small as
Well,
far
no, but
as
they're
the
still-
rockets go.
They're not like hand luggage, are they?
No,
Or a car?
they are probably small, like rigid HGV sized when they're in their segments. I would hazard a guess, looking at the image that they've got further down, which also looks like it's a CGI nonsense thing, but it's hard to tell these days.
Right, but these aren't okay. And normally you wheel your rocket out of a hangar where you've built and worked on it, and it's full of engineers and equipment and science and engineering and stuff. And this is basically going to be stuck on a really, I mean, this is like Craggy Island plus. There might be like 2 huts and an inflatable tent. So, how are they going to get the rocket there?
There is
Why can't we
nothing
just
in the
fly it?
article. I reckon the most sensible way to do this would be to boat it over. Commission your own ferry
A
and sail
barge?
it over. Yes. And
Okay.
It tends to be how they move rocket parts most of the time anyway, because it's cheap.
So that's the only way you're going to take it there, and it's going to take days. Barges
Yeah,
are
it is going to take days, as
super
long as the
slow.
weather's clement and whatever. And it's in the North Sea, which is not known for being the least windy part of the UK. I mean, I'm sure they've thought this one through thoroughly, but they're building a spaceport there and an engineering facility, or literally is it here's a square of concrete, now go launch your rocket?
It definitely looks in the realms of that. From
the
again,
picture
actually,
from
it is-
Cooniba, Australia, yeah.
Yeah, so as you say, it looks very Thunderbirds in their setup, the kind of retractable tent, and then the rocket folds up and then it shoots off. And so it's quite a small scale affair. They would only need a lump of concrete, as it were. But I am theorizing a little bit. There must be a reason why you want to do it up there. I don't know what that reason is.
Well,
The land is
here's
cheap.
the
There's
other
nobody
thing that
around to
confused me.
annoy.
They
Basically, both of those things.
they are providing the fuel for this rocket using paraffin wax.
Well, that's not an uncommon fuel source, I don't believe.
That's a lubricant. Yeah, bike chains, paraffin wax, isn't it?
No, paraffin is a fuel and has been for
No, but the paraffin is,
many,
but
many
paraffin
years.
wax, generally your average person, paraffin wax, I mean, certainly, grandparents used it. Wasn't it used for bike chain lubricants? And
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
But yeah, when you mix that with liquid oxygen, that goes big burny fast times.
And it's used for arthritis and candles and crafting, and this is just a really big candle, yeah?
Waterproofing little model paper boats in Stephen King's It, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're using...
Sorry, there is a bold claim in this. Allow me to read this. We are developing a completely new propulsion system based on paraffin wax as fuel. A hybrid rocket engine which cannot explode.
So they're going to light this really small candle and it's going to lift off really gently. Okay, paraffin wax, fine. Well, they can go with it. I understand paraffin, and I understand paraffin lamps, that kind of thing, and it is flammable, whatever. But paraffin wax, I'm sure, is also flammable. But as far as I was aware, it's a lubricant, and it's something you can rub on to help prevent arthritis. And I did not equate paraffin wax with boom whoosh off to space. That's where I was on that article.
Well, if
you add liquid oxygen to almost anything, you get boom whoosh.
I suppose it's just an energy dense something.
Have you ever seen the videos of what happens with charcoal briquettes, standard barbecue briquettes and liquid oxygen?
No.
No, but I'm now going to have to.
Look them up after the show.
Yeah, I will do.
One barbecue briquette soaked in liquid oxygen is roughly the equivalent of one stick of dynamite.
Cool. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
How to light your barbecue in under a second. It's amazing.
And the rest of the house.
and leave a crater. Yeah.
Also, I took a guess and I looked it up and I was right. It's a lucky guess. Why Shetland for the spaceport? They're going for polar orbits and sun-synchronous orbits. So you actually need to be as far north as possible for that.
So you don't have to travel as far in space.
You don't have to untravel as far sideways.
So you need to smear your rocket in less lubricant.
That's the one, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There we
everybody
go.
Take note.
That does make
big rocket-shaped things, less lubricant if you go north. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next one is about Vera, Auntie Vera Rubin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, this one doesn't work on white, so I'm going to have to change it again back to black so we can read the ruddy thing. There we go. Can I switch that back to black? Now we can read it. A Rubin alert. What's a Rubin alert when it's at home? Anybody know?
The Vera Rubin telescope generates alerts.
Right.
Hundreds of thousands of them per night.
They are
things what has changed since last time it looked in that direction.
Okay. Oh, look, there's a Starlink satellite. Oh, there's a Starlink satellite. But yes,
no,
okay.
It's not getting any of them. They're all being filtered out.
Okay.
As are all of the Department of Defense satellites before anybody gets the data, but that's a separate issue. So they're generating, at the moment, it's about 800,000 alerts a night. It's going to go up to about 7 million once it's fully online and running at full speed.
Okay.
They could be variable stars, they could be asteroids, they could be Planet X, they could be anything strange happening. It's a transient event. One of the things they are particularly looking for is supernovae.
Well, I mean, they're quite bright events, so yeah.
They are, yeah. But in the 100 and something years we've been spotting supernovae in detail, we've collected data on about 1,000 of them. So that's like one a month.
Right.
In the few weeks since Vera Rubin went online, and since they actually started verifying the data, which itself takes a few days, they found 4 of them so far.
That's not bad, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So supernovae, unlike when we fly around the galaxy, or Flossy flies out to Rainbow's End or whatever it's called, and no one sees any supernovae.
That's because they've got Amelia on sensors.
Amelia, did you miss it? No, it might have been. I don't know. It flashed. Oh, okay. Thanks, Amelia. Okay, and they're also detecting ISOs.
They're detecting everything they can look at.
Right,
basically.
so interstellar objects.
Yeah. Stuff like the very, very fast comets that we've had 3 of so far, ever.
And wandering planets, that kind of thing, that may or may not
Any-
exist. Yeah.
Anything that moves, basically,
Okay.
or changes brightness.
Sounds like school kids, you know. Oh, are you brighter today? Well, I did some maths. Okay.
I had a
And
beer before the lesson. I think I've gone a bit dim.
yeah. So during its throughout the LSST's 10-year run, scientists will be alerted to billions of transient objects in the solar system. That's an interesting one. So it's actually looking within our solar system as well as wider as well.
It's looking at basically the entire southern hemisphere sky, which
But it's
also
finding
includes up to
billions
like 30 degrees north.
within our solar
Yep.
system alone.
Yep. It's going to catalogue every rock down to crazy small sizes, including pretty much all of the ones that are ever likely to come near hitting Earth.
Okay.
Within a few years, we should stop getting surprises that, oh, that flew past us yesterday, or, oh, that's going to fly past us in 3 hours' time. It'll all be scheduled and planned and detailed and mapped, and we'll know where they're going.
Okay. So talking of things that fly past us or don't or bump into us, world collisions. Canon Interstellar are experts in world collisions. They have videoed
We're
a
nowhere
few
near
of
this
them.
one, honest.
Okay. So what do we got here? We find evidence of worlds colliding. I mean, not just sort of the next star system over, couple of light years away, Hutton Orbital kind of distance from Sol. They didn't
Yeah.
think to look locally to us for this kind of thing. They looked how far?
About 11,000 light years.
I mean, that's nearly a quarter
It's
of a
not,
Flossy.
it's not local.
That's a quarter of a Flossy away.
It was a happy little star that suddenly went dim for quite an extended period of time.
Right.
And it turns out it now has something of a ring, where it used to have what looks like a couple of planets. And now it has
Right.
something of a ring.
So
Because
this happened
unlike
fairly
in-
quickly then.
Reasonably quickly, yeah. It suddenly went pop and went dim over the space of a couple of days as the massive dust clouds spread out.
Over the length of an orbit, which would take the length of an orbit. But yeah, okay. So they think they think this is the reason why. There's no proof of it. They just think this is the most likely explanation.
They've done modelling of all of the different things they can think of, and this is the one where the light curves most accurately fit.
Well, I mean, to quote the scientist who worked on it, this sounds like a Hutton Orbital quote, and then, right around 2021, it went completely bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Official quote from Sanidakis, who's one of the... I'm trying to work out who Zanidakis is, but anyway, one of the team working on it. So completely
It's one of
bonkers
the
is a
people in the
technical
paper.
term. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
And he says, I can't emphasize enough that stars like our sun don't do that. So when we saw this one, we were like, hello, what's going on here? I mean, proper scientific talk here. Yeah. Okay.
It's like somebody in science said that there's more discoveries made, not with the word Eureka, but with a, huh?
Yes. Okay, so they think it's planets bumping into each other.
Yeah.
And there's a supercomputer simulation sheds light on Moon's origin. Well, okay, we don't want to do that one now. All right, okay, well, thank you for that one. I think that's it for this week's Space News, isn't it?
Because we did the fifth 1 second, so yeah, we're good.
Cool, well, thank you very much, everybody. I hope we learnt at least something. It's time to move on.
When you don't know where to get more space news, 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 space news.
Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Uh-oh. This is Hutton's black hole. Hutton Orbital has fallen into a black hole. What's gone? What's happened? Oh no, the external cameras have gone off. Help! My goodness, what's gone wrong here?
Shall we go and talk about?
No, I need to
something?
fix it. I need to fix it. I don't like it when it's that dark outside the window. It's not cool.
Greg, go and put 50p in the meter, will you?
Oh, there we go.
hang on,
It's done. I think
Thanks,
so.
Greg.
Okay, you're welcome.
Do we have a word of the week?
It's oh my god, it's gone dark. No, that's not a word. It's,
We do have a word of the week this
Obscuration.
week.
did you pick this one specially for the article about the money? By the way,
No, it just happened.
it's odd how that
Oh, yeah.
coincidence happens on Hutton Orbital
Similarly,
Radio. Yes.
Similarly, the intro was written by me without having seen the article for the money or this word of the week.
The word of the week this week is Gabamouche.
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 What does that mean?
Are you going to put it on screen for us on the ticker tapper as well? But go on then.
It is, and you can tell I've used AI for this a little bit. It's a credulous person who believes everything that they're told. A gullible fool. It's a French-derived and sounds wonderfully pretentious while describing someone who's the opposite of sharp. The word has a dismissive, slightly snobbish quality to it, which makes it perfect for describing someone who falls for obvious nonsense.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
Apparently not.
Hang on
I
a
do
second.
wonder. I do wonder if Vulkarius thinks we are all Gabamouche.
What I'm thinking is, I wonder whether there's any connection with Gabamouche and Scaramouche, which was a braggart who's secretly a coward.
And I'm wondering what the
Gabamouche,
plural
Gabamouche, you
of
can do the
Gabamouche
fandango.
actually is.
Thunderbolt of lightning, very, very frightening.
Yes, I think the sentence will be just a reminder to all of the Gabamouches in the audience that Vulkarius will be in the bar later and bring cash.
Oh yes, he did do that thing, didn't he?
So no, I mean, a scaramouche is Italian. It's a skirmish. Yeah, that's where the word skirmish comes from.
Yeah, okay.
See, now I just have Gabamouche. Will you do the
a Gabamouche is a Gabamouche, as a French person sat not very far from you will tell you, is French, and it means a fly swallower. So it quite literally means, someone who swallows a tall tale, as in a fly swallower in French. So a Gabamouche is, yes, a fly swallower. He's such a Gabamouche that he believed the ridiculous story without questioning it, which describes most of our listeners if they pay any attention to the articles that we publish.
No, they're all completely true.
Yeah, right. I think it's time. Are we handing over to? I'll hand over to Vulkarius for a little bit, and then I can get no points. Amelia, you're back. Have you noticed, Amelia, that in recent weeks that you had an impersonator?
I didn't. Who was the impersonator?
We have no idea, but there's been Amelia's phlegmatic something, and all sorts of you have had an impersonator.
Something or other. And...
Yes.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the radio shows.
And you actually came second last week, Amelia. The fake you came second last week.
Did I? Oh wow!
Do you want to get the presenter up?
Right. So while I do that, you can tell people.
It is quiz time, and if 21 would get the presenter up, you'd be able to see our first ever quiz intro sponsor.
But what do I go to?
Oh, thanks, Litho. I was about to do that.
Okay.
Welcome to this show's quiz, which everyone's welcome to join over at quiz.iniv.space in a browser window on the side or with a mobile device. This week, we're taking a look back at the 9 new nifty Achilles Aerospace Enhanced Super Duper Zip Super Cruise Overcharged ships we've seen thus far. Ah, and if the presenter is ready...
The presenter is ready.
Where is it? Then you should be able to see...
Suspense.
Oh, do I really
want
have
to see
put
your
it out of-
suspenders?
What are you doing?
I might have to... a thing, and I might have to take it out of upcoming.
Oh no.
Hold on.
He's found a feature opportunity.
Yeah, there we go. Featuring our first ever quiz intro sponsor, the Right Strophoid. I wanted to do.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, kind of. Everyone listening live is very welcome to peruse the shipyard sales over at quiz.inif.space now or at any time during the quiz to join in. And remember, spot on answers may be 3 points, but good guesses still give me something I can score 1 to 2 if they're close. And by now,
Out of 2, out of 1, I'd give her. Out of 2, I'd give her 1. Yes. Oh no. Okay, go on then. Take it away. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just bimbling.
Yeah, I was just clicking OK on the non-rude names.
Oh, on the non-rude names. Do we have rude names again?
Never.
I think they're okay. In any case, I think everyone's mostly ready. Go to grading. Right, so round 1 is the Titan Era Trio. Question 1. Who produces the Python Mark II? And you do have a...
Right. We have options.
A...
Woohoo!
You do? Yep, you have a multiple choice.
Dun, 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 dun. It's a very pretty picture of it. Admittedly, it's in very military grey, that one.
It was straight off the production line. And actually,
no lights in the cockpit, so it's off.
Well, there were plenty of lights behind the ship because I kept getting photobombed by all the power play forces who were destroying all the
I want to know what that little cluster
who...
of stars down the bottom there is.
Yeah, I may have bought it at a the Stronghold carrier.
Okay. Who's got the countdown button? I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
In 10 seconds.
Question 2. In C, what is the supercruise overcharge speed of the Type 8 transporter? And remember, take a guess. If you have no idea, throw in a number.
The SCO speed, the maximum SCO speed.
Yeah, once it's got up to that speed, yeah.
Uh,
Oh, and with an A-rated frameshift drive.
Right. Well, you can get to that one. This is it without being in a gravity well.
Well, gravity wells are kind of irrelevant once you've got SEO going.
Okay. I'm trying to think how much faster SCO is.
It depends on the size of the frameshift drive, although then again, it also depends on being a new ship or not.
Okay, so we're going to go for a range here, are we?
No, we're going to go for a wild guess, I think is the term.
Yeah. They're still coming in, although it has just been a minute, so it should be buzz button time
I'm taking
soon.
my time on this one.
I mean, there's some that are really quick, like the Cobra's.
Maths on them.
The Cobra's really quick, and non-SCO goes at 2001, doesn't it? Which is a bit of a pun, but yes. I mean, it's not unfair of us to say that your normal supercruise tops out at 2001. So if your answer is lower than that, right, yeah. You've completely arsed it up.
That is true.
I was going to say, I spent most of the time trying to remember the scale. Like, is it 1? Is it 3? Is it 5
it's times the speed of light, and I think you start at 2001 as your max and go upwards from there somewhere. It goes whoosh really quickly.
And question 3. Which other Zorgon-Peterson ship shares a cockpit layout with the Mandalay?
Oh, that's really difficult. Now, I'm looking at the picture. I mean, is it they picked up a cockpit and they dropped it on something else? ZPGs. Okay. It's
down to 2.
Yeah.
Looks like from the shape of it, it should be that one.
Hang on a
So I'm
second.
probably wrong.
Is that a complete list of ZPG ship? It is, yes, yeah.
It is, yes, yeah.
Uh,
There's no tricks. They are indeed all correct Zorgon Peterson ships.
I'm down to one
Peterson
of two.
as the manufacturer for the Python Mark II. It's too late to go and change your answer.
I mean, it's not one of them clunky ones.
Gonna have to rush you.
Yeah.
I don't look Russian.
In 10 seconds.
Last minute change of mind.
Too late.
And let's see what we have. So, the Python Mark II is made by Falcon de Lacy, which almost everyone seems to have got.
To be fair, I did change my mind from Core Dynamics, so whoever got that, I was thinking the same track.
It does kind of look a little bit.
That
Core
was me.
Dynamics.
That was me. If that's only one person's percentage, then that was me.
Oops.
I know. I said Core Dynamics. I was sure of it as well.
And for the speed, so the Type 8 transporter 4,500. So there were some points for some close guesses at 5,000 and 4,000 as well.
Oh, somebody got it bang on. Okay.
And
What is the assuming you're not going to ask this one, and if you are, then what is the
Okay.
maximum SCO speed you can do in anything? I think it's the Cobra, isn't it?
not anymore. So it was the Cobra 5 at just over 7,000, and we've had it going at 7,020, but it's basically 7,000. The Kestrel Mark II can do more than that. It's almost 10% more, in fact. I think it's
closer to what the
7,600.
Is
I
it
haven't seen
8,008? Could it be 8,008?
Well, from what, so I don't have one personally. I believe it's 7,600. It might be 7,700.
They missed
it's
a
around there
trick.
somewhere.
They missed a trick on that one.
Yeah.
They could legitimately have done 8,008 just for giggles, but
Yeah. Well, when we get a let's say an Imperial Eagle Mark II, perhaps.
a Ferdinand
And-
Mark II.
And the Mandalay, it shares a cockpit with the Mamba, with a couple of bits cut out from where your feet go, so you can see.
Yeah, I
them
thought
view.
it was Mamba or Ferdinand, but the
But
Ferdinand is a bit more angular, isn't it?
Well, also the Fer-de-Lance is off center.
Yeah.
Well, the seat is
That's
off
okay.
center. In fact, the Caspian Explorer actually looks a lot like the Fer-de-Lance, but in the middle.
I don't know about those ships, Mamba or Ferdinand, so I don't know.
I have never flown a Mamba.
I have.
Oh.
I own a Fer-de-Lance. I wish I didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, it is supposed to be
they-
a beast, isn't it? I mean, back in the lore, back in the day, the Ferdinand
Yeah.
in 1984 was one of the ones you did not want to come up against.
No, they were very,
Yeah.
very dangerous and very, very comfortable.
Whereas now it's very much a duelist ship.
Yeah.
It's very built. It's very built for fixed weapons, and it's very bad for other weapons.
Sitting in a Fer-de-Lance cockpit messes with my chi.
Yeah, there's nothing else about it that's a
Yeah,
particular.
we can't have your chi in a twist, can we? By the way, I'm
No,
eating
I don't
gluten-free
like my
pie
chi in
while
a
we're doing
twist.
this. Perfect gluten-free pie eating during the quiz.
Delicious.
In the meantime, round 2. I didn't really have cool names for this. I suppose you could call this the Trailblazers Trio. Question 1. In minutes, how quickly can a Cobra Mark V reach Hutton Orbital Mark II? That's Hutton Orbital in the Dabby Major system, not the Alpha Centauri system. And that's also with Supercruise Overcharge. And ignoring that it can't actually hold enough fuel to do that.
4, 6, 8.
I'll give you. I'll also give you.
And then divide by 4, and there's acceleration.
Don't forget to carry the 2.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint as well. So the Dabby Major Hutton Orbital is a bit over twice the distance than the original Hutton Orbital.
But the problem with the original Hutton Orbital was not the distance so much as the interfering planets en route, which Dabby Major
But
doesn't have.
But again, this is SEO, so that shouldn't really matter.
Okay. Countdown. Boom.
Is that copyrighted? Could we get that tune?
Countdown.
We can get somebody to record a parody version of it.
Yeah.
We clipped a bit that David's just sung. We've got one already.
Question 2. In tons, how much cargo can the Corsair hold? And that's
Is this
when
with
full
magic stuff?
No,
Or is it
that's when full of normal cargo racks. Full of normal cargo racks, not the special ones from the community goals.
Right. It's a fun looking ship, that one. Definitely a fun looking ship.
I think that's most answers in, and we're coming up to a minute.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Question 3. Did you know that a Panther Clipper Mark II can supercruise for 78 days and travel 427 light years?
I do now.
No, but did you? No. Did you know?
Well, I mean, my answer answers that question. I do now. Means clearly I didn't.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
It's only been 6 answers so far.
Oh, pause.
Well, people can guess it faster. Well, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, okay, there are a few more answers now.
You made them panic, so they've all clicked go.
They realised they hadn't hit post.
There we have.
Fucking humans.
It is 38 minutes for a Cobra Mark V to reach Hutton Orbital Mark II. So it's so the Hutton Orbital in W Major is just under 0.5 light years out. The Hutton Orbital 1 takes around 15.2 minutes plus acceleration, and Hutton Orbital 2 takes 37.2 minutes plus acceleration, which is around 38 minutes.
I need to remember that whenever I don't know the answer or something, I should just post something cryptic and still get points.
I wasn't sure. I think I might want to give. I think 50 is pretty reasonable guess. I wasn't fully decided on bonus points for this one.
I mean, 50 is a 1-pointer. Yeah.
I think 50 gets a point. Yeah.
40 is a 2-pointer, and 38 would have been a 3-pointer.
The thing is, I got that right because I got the time I thought Hutton was wrong.
Oh, you made a double, yeah. So for question 2, it is 318 tons, which someone must have used AI to tell them the answer.
I'm amazed it's that much.
Yes, as a full-on multi-role, the Corsair, and it's much lighter than the Python, which only held 294 tons. Really, really good option.
This is for medium pad mission running.
Yeah. So the best medium truck for capacity is, of course, the Type 8, which is 406. But the Corsair 318 with a lot more range. Very, very good multi-role ship.
And it's faster.
Yes, if you take the biggest thrusters, you'll cost a bit of your jump range, but you will be able to boost 600 with all that cargo. That's true.
Yes, so you point it at the pad and just land like a dart, and you'll be fine.
And most people didn't know that the Panther Clipper Mark II can supercruise for 78 days and travel 427 light years.
Someone needs to do that.
That's with is reducing the power as much as possible, filling it full of fuel, all that good stuff. That includes 7D thrusters can only just carry all of that over 1,000 tons of fuel if you give them drive distributors.
So is that the
So you
furthest something can supercruise?
On its own. If you team up, there is no actual limit as long as you've got more.
Well, that
and more
one that
commanders
had
to do
somebody supercruising beyond the edge of the galaxy, the mission that we were following the other year.
Mm.
How many light years away did they get?
I think it was it would have been 200 and something. The previous limit, if you have a Type 9, was It was in the mid 200s with one commander.
Yeah, they did refueling as well. And
if you add commanders, it needs geometrically more commanders to get arithmetically more distance, but you can get any distance with enough commanders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you try this out, do not expect a rescue from the fuel rats.
Or, well, I suppose you could stuck recovery.
I bet they could. I bet they could.
Oh, they could.
Yeah.
Well, given that anybody that's done it has done it deliberately, I'm not sure that they would. They might, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Okay.
You'd have to go to point bingo and jump back again.
In any case, we have one more round. And this is the latter of those 3 ships. You might have noticed that there's 1 question per ship. So the question for the Type 11 Prospector is, in minutes, what is the lifetime of collector drones from the Type 11 Prospector? Specifically, that's from it's from the Mark II mining multi-limpet controller, those collectors.
Right. I mean, I don't even know how long the real ones last.
Let's see. Is that a hint I should give?
No.
Well, I mean, to give us a vague range, how long does a normal one last? It just give us an approximate.
Well, it depends on the grade. But then Litho said no, so I'm not sure.
Oh, go on then.
Okay,
is it? I don't know. I don't think they've ever run out. I don't know.
So an A-rated collector, regardless of class, is 12 minutes.
Oh right, because of both my guesses. So that's a normal one. Is it that much better? Is it a little bit better? I don't know.
Take a
It's
guess.
better enough to be useful.
Do a timer. I've done a thing. I've guessed. If you haven't
Oh,
guessed
if you've
yet,
guessed, you
guess
can
now.
have a timer.
Everyone, guess.
But I wanted to give people long enough to fire off a limpet and see how long it lasted.
Well, it's exactly the same, but it just doesn't. No, it doesn't. I don't know.
Question 2.
Nor do I, but I took a guess.
In meters, what is the radius of a Caspian Explorer?
Why have you got a Mr. Dusty on screen?
No, isn't that from Robot Wars? Wasn't that one of the Robot Wars?
Yes, it is.
Hypno disc.
The
With
radius.
its self-writing mechanism.
With this Shreemac.
It may be Hypnodisc, yeah. There
That's
you go.
amazing.
have
I
the
want
Caspian
Hypno
Explorer.
disc.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking out my window here. No, it's dark outside. I was trying to think if one of them landed here, could I get to the end of the road? Is it bigger than that? I was thinking the cockpit size. So that cockpit size width has got to be about. I don't know. The cockpit must be about 10 meters.
So that's what are they? The outer radius of the whole disc shape on the front.
Oh right, so it's not just the radius of it. You're talking from the back edge
disc.
where the engines dig in.
Oh, you mean the radius of the disc then? Yes.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the radius of curvature of the round swirly bit on the front?
It's not like more of a circumference.
No.
The
Radius.
radius, the distance from the middle to the outside.
So from the circle on the top of the roof to the edge of the curvy rim.
Yeah, this one actually confused me when I was in for a bit until I noticed that the nacelles retract when it's landing.
What?
As in when I took. But the
They tuck in. Does it look? Oh, I hadn't
Yeah,
realised.
yeah,
I need to go and get one
they
now.
actually tuck in, yeah.
Okay, so could Usain Bolt do it in 10
seconds.
seconds like that?
Yes.
That's how fast you could run it, or is it 20 seconds? You could run to the edge.
And finally, it's the guess question time.
Ooh.
Question 3. In kilograms, how much fuel does the Kestrel Mark II spend to reload a plasma shock cannon? That's a full reload of all 18 rounds, not the individual shots added by autoloader, so when it's doing the normal full reload.
Right.
And yeah, it's measured quite unscientifically by the Imperial Navy, which doesn't actually fly them yet. And I'll give a bit of a hint. One shot is below a kilogram, and one reload is 18 rounds. So it's around about that.
So
I didn't even realise reloading cost fuel.
So hang on a second.
They have
Plasma shock cannon. It's a special.
Yeah, they have plasma slug.
So one is less than a kilogram. Let's throw my initial estimate off.
One is less than a kilogram.
And there are
range of
18
guesses then.
rounds. Yeah.
So you need an answer that's less than 18, doing the maths for other people there.
Yes, it is not as much as 18. It's below that.
Right.
Guess. Done. I guessed.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
I don't know.
But we'll find out soon.
I was hurriedly grading the previous ones. Oh, I better press show on the thingy as well. Alright, so for the collector drones, it's 15 minutes, which is slightly more than 12 minutes of a normal A-rated collector.
I nearly put 15.
It's 25% more.
It is indeed. And for question 2, so it's 40 meters, which someone did actually get. So there's there's a few points for close answers. Oh, hold on. Somebody put 30. I was doing plus or minus 10 on that.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
where is it?
30M. The
Where's the
30M
30?
gets 30M. I think they wrote.
Yeah. That gets a point. Yeah.
I thought it was a medium ship, not a small one.
No, it's a large.
Did you do the diameter instead of the radius?
I didn't halve it. Yeah, that's what I did. So I failed at maths rather than my deducing.
I mean, it's about 100 meters by about 100.
I can't remember now. It's 100. So while what they call the cells, while the cells are extended, I think it's 105 long. While they're retracted, it's basically the same as that radius there, which is kind of 80 across. So
okay.
It's 40. That one did confuse me. And yeah, this one, I wasn't quite sure how this one would go down. Did actually try to measure this as best I could, but it seems to spend 6 kilograms of fuel to give you your reload. I'm not sure
Less than 18 is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how many rounds is a full?
18.
Right.
So it's about 300-ish grams per round.
Yes.
That's a chunky slug. Wouldn't want one of them crawling up with petunias.
And let's see how we did. If we go to the scoreboard.
Badly.
It's about 1 1/4 cups.
I did so badly.
Cooking.
Hey, I didn't even make... Oh, no, I did make it. Yay!
Ooby doop scooby dooby dooby! Woohoo!
Just about intent.
I didn't make it into the first
11th
column.
place doesn't even get named.
But well done to Naughty Spice, who's came first with 21. We have Terrastia for second place with 20, and we have a joint third place, Kezanik and Not 21 with 16. And well done, everyone.
And we did not get any 8008s in the top.
No, but we did get a Gabamouche, so Vulkarius, look out for him in the bar later.
Right.
Starport Haggis. Well done, Starport Haggis. Well, congratulations, everybody, and thank you very much for hosting the quiz yet again, Mr. Vulkarius. I suppose it's time for me to double check and check in with Flossy. Are you ready, Flossy?
Just about, yes.
Have you been fined for anything?
Not recently.
Right, in which case, let's take away this week's Community Goals News.
It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. It's Flossy. And the community goes.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. A new-ish CG started last Friday on the 20th of March. After me saying there was no CGs last Thursday, a new one did start the following day at 1400 UTC. Distant Worlds 3 Remote Survey Initiative. The Distant Worlds Working Group has issued a call for exploration data to support scientific analysis. Hermine Delarue, Executive Operative for Deep Space Surveys, stated, Rainbow's End is designed to act as a remote research hub for explorers far beyond established survey routes. To maximise its effectiveness, we need fresh stellar cartographic data to seed the station's modelling systems. Pilots can support this initiative by first signing up at the Rainbow's End in ROFU ZE-H D10-0 system before selling stellar data to the local Universal Cartographic Contact. Pilots who register at least one contribution will receive credits depending on success tier achieved and individual contribution level. Pilots in the top 75% and above of contributions will receive one detailed surface scanner V1 pre-engineered with expanded probe scanning radius. Campaign began on the 20th March and will run for 1 week, so that's just one more day. To be eligible for rewards, pilots must first sign up at Rainbow's End or any station with a mission board before selling stellar data to the local Universal Cartographic Contact. Currently, it's closing on Tier 4. It may well have reached it now, I doubt it though, with 4,399,994 reports submitted by 2,624 contributors, mostly from members of DW3, but a few stalwarts that made the 48 kilometre journey from the bubble. And that's it for... Oh, there's no CGs this week. That's it for this week's CG News.
Flossy told you what to do.
Thank you very much indeed, Flossy. No more CGs. Okay, so it's all very sort of concentrated around DW3 at the moment, yes?
Yes, yeah, it is, yeah.
It's all gone very quiet, sort of CG related around the Galnet News end of things, but to do with the Radicoider and everybody getting fit this week, and so yeah, we do not have a Galnet News digest this week, I don't think. Do we?
No, I don't
I
believe
don't
so.
think. I think I saw Peter say he didn't have anything.
Okay. I mean, the only news was about the Caspian Explorer has received a green light for full distribution, apparently. And that one's made by Zorgan Peterson. Yeah, so exploration ship for explorers is released, and not much else is going on. Does anybody have any other business before we get towards the end of the show? Anything we've forgotten? And for the benefit of Commander Taran 4291, who is in chat, I think, Taran has obviously been propping up Hutton Systems all on his lonesome. Actually, well, Snuggles, McKeag, and Taran and one or two others. Since we stopped doing the BGS reports, things have waned a little bit, and Hutton Systems have gone a bit pear-shaped. So we do need people to start joining in a little bit, looking after Hutton Systems. If you go to the Hutton Discord channel, Hutton Orbital Truckers Discord channel, how does one find that? Is it linked on our Twitch channel? I think it is, isn't it? Or is it? I'm just trying to find out, actually.
I think it used to be.
It certainly used to be, yes.
Yes, it is.
So if you're watching this on Twitch, and in fact, I'm pretty sure it's on our YouTube channel as well, if you do want to find something to do that's not DW3 or colonizing your own sector of space, we do have a number of alerts over in Hutton Systems at the moment. If you go to the Hutton Discord page, you can, I'm just going to it myself here, you can have a look at the general chat, and the general chat, which is the Greasy Spoon Cafe, you can see basic alerts from Snuggles McKee, Graham MK, which basically says we're currently 2-1 down in WISE 08550714. But there is also a CG discussions with Flossy page. And then we also have a BGS briefing page, which gives us an update that in WISE, we're at war against the EDF, currently down 2-1.
I'm working on it.
Stein 2051, we're currently 3-0 up. And in AU Microscope EE, there's an election live for missions, passengers, exploration, and exobiology data, all needed in AU Microscopy I. So yes, if you want something to do out in the galaxy and you want to help Hutton, at the moment, I think it's all ships to WISE is the basic answer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, keep an eye on things, and I mean, 2-1 down. We're not going to lose overnight. I think it's about 4 p.m. the tick at the moment. So any work you're doing at the moment counts up till 4 p.m. Tomorrow, and then we get another tick.
During the show, I've done 2 low sea combat conflict zones.
And
in WISE,
there are only space conflict zones, aren't there, in WISE 08550714?
There's so little in the system that I would not be surprised if there are no planetary ports.
Okay. So yeah, it's space combat only, and there are no large docking pads in system, if I remember right. So you might want to take one of the new combat ships or a nice crate, or...
There are also plenty of fleet carriers.
Well, there are, but handing in the debris at the right state. So we don't own the station there. Are there any planetary assets in there? Let's switch to our data view on our system.
There's one surface settlement.
And do we own it? It's a settlement, so it doesn't really matter.
Let's have a look.
For combat bonds, it doesn't matter where you hand them in, does it? It's the faction they're for rather than the location.
Oh, no, fair point. Yes, yeah.
No,
but if you're blowing up the enemy faction and they own the station, you might get unfriendly, and then it gets a bit leery. Of course, it's got Velho.
That just adds to the fun.
They've taken Velho Keep. We might need to go and take... Do you remember doing the Velho Keep thing? Didn't we jump off the roof of Velho Keep?
Is that the one that we jumped off the roof of?
I'm pretty sure we stormed Velho Keep
yeah.
and we jumped off the roof of it. Do you know what? We might need to. We might need to do that again.
Might need to do that again, yeah.
That was quite spectacular. Well, we'll have a look at it, and if we haven't won or we're doing more things, we might have to go back to Velho Keep 2. So Yamazaki Landing owned by the... Yeah, so they own everything. But yeah, combat bonds, hand them up. Installations, starports. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing cool planet-wise. There's no like Flossy's evil, dangerous science base or anything like that. Okay, right. So it is traditional at the end of the show that we go and raid somebody. Can you guys start putting your eyes onto who we're going to go and invade this evening? I mean, there's some French ones.
Which advert?
There's some German ones. We have
English ones.
Space and Tunes. No, I don't want Space and Tunes. I want somebody chitter chattering. Yeah.
Oh, there's somebody with a webcam. That's a good start.
Time to Obliterate Pirates. Who have you got?
One Psycho Benjamin.
I'm just trying to find that person. Do you want to just quickly sneak into One Psycho Benjamin and just see how they're doing?
They're travelling somewhere, heading for a planetary outpost at the moment. They're on webcam, so they're definitely present.
So one as in the word.
No, I'll stick it in studio chat.
Okay. Oh, it's with the number one. Yes, they've got going on a little trip, and they've got two viewers at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I'm one of the two, so I'll drop out of there.
I'm the other one. I'm the other one of the two.
Yeah. So.
Okay, well, we're going to go and raid One Psycho Benjamin. So the usual etiquette is when we land on somebody else's raid after the credits, we drop in, we give them for the mug, big thumbs up, lots of love, that sort of stuff. Do it Hutton style, like Little Grey would. So be more grey.
What? Forget to press the buttons and not be able to be heard by anyone.
Drop in and be lovely and helpful for them, and then get stuff pinned to you and blast yourself off into space because you've ejected all of your oxygen out of a pinhole in your suit, kind of.
Oh, I was watching The Martian again. It was a good ending, that.
I can. Yes. I thought that you got over at Wonders after a massage. Oh, that's a happy ending. Right. Other than that, anything else before I hit the magic button? 3.
No, press the button.
2.
Mug.
1. For the mug.
For the mug.
Don't forget to read the credits.
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with rail. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a large pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. No part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug,
ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show. Everybody's buggered off now, so why don't you bugger